Extra, extra, read all about it. This is your daily tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries, general energies, all signs. Let's get into the reading. Oh, if you haven't done it yet, please do click subscribe and ring that bell so that you know when I go live and you know when all the content gets uploaded. Actually, I should be going live tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to it. It's my favorite parts. So welcome to Born Without Boundaries for those of you who are just finding me. And welcome back, and thank you so much. Thank you to all the new subscribers. We're at almost 19,000, and I'm psyched. So thank you so much. I hope you can feel my gratitude radiating through this video screen. My name is Michelle. This is my channel, Born Without Boundaries, and this is your daily tarot card reading and predictions. I use a Talisman and Cauldron deck all the time. It's my friend Laura who created it with her partner China. Talisman and Cauldron is a spiritual store in Derby, Connecticut. So it's a real brick and mortar place with a real lady. Everybody's real, but it's like, wow, I actually know this person. Okay, this is general energies, guys. So I like to say we can get through anything in a 24-hour period. Now, I know that that's not as easy sometimes as others, as most times. Most times we can definitely get through the day, but there are days that definitely change our lives, right? So even those we can get through. With the help of faith, with the help of each other. Oh, let's just take a second to say 3 things that we're grateful for. 3, off the top of your head. Just say 3 things that you're grateful for. We used to start off all of our sessions this way, and it's like I stopped it because I wanted to get right into the reading. But let's get back to that because I think it's important. Gratitude brings in abundance. Gratitude is the current on which abundance flows. So 3 things that you're grateful for. Thank you so much for the food in my refrigerator. Thank you so much for the money in my banking account. Thank you so much for the air in my lungs. Thank you so much for my healthy son. Thank you so much for all my friends. Thank you so much for me going to see Downton Abbey with my best friends tonight. Thank you so much for dinner with my other best friend tomorrow night. Thank you so much for such great friends. I can't even choose who's the best. Thank you so much for always being in my life and being present, angels. Thank you so much for all the protection you constantly give and the messages that you send. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now that is a great way to start the day. General reading for September. I lost track of the date. Is it 25th today? The moon. Now, for Cancer, I'm a Cancerian. Yeah, September 25th. I'm thinking of the moon. We have a new moon coming up in the sign of Libra, and there's a stellium in Libra at the time that it happens. I think that Mars and Venus and Mercury are all there with the moon. We had a stellium in the full moon in Virgo that just passed. So there's a lot of concentrated and focused focused energy that wants us to really pay attention to things that are relevant to right now. You know, being in the present moment. I think it's just a reiteration of be in the present moment and what do we have to work on in the present moment. So A, what can the moon teach us? B, I know that there's going to be a serious timeline in this reading already because I always do timelines by the moon. You know, call me human. It's just the way that we've been tracking timelines since forever. The moon has always been sort of our tick-tock in the sky. Yes, along with the sun, but the moon is more about our life patterns, our life cycles, when to be ready for a certain behavior, when to hang back. It is more emotional, and I feel like this tick-tock, this understanding of time is more emotional to us. This also is the moon card, so it could represent Pisces. It could also represent secrets that are hidden, maybe emotions that are hidden. I don't want to necessarily say agendas that are hidden, but the moon tends to come out to illuminate those things inside of us that we're not sharing with the rest of the world. And I think that that's really, really important this coming week or throughout this week, but definitely this coming new moon. It's about being honest with who you are inside. It's about sharing yourself with somebody, like feeling comfortable sharing who you really are. It's like a person doesn't really fall in love with you until they fall in love with your id, which is that darker side of you, that side that a lot of people don't share with anybody else. You're defensive about it, maybe keeping things to yourself, worry that nobody will love you for who you are, which is not the case. The case is always that people absolutely love you for who you are, and they may reject that person that you pretend to be. It's the sincerity that actually leads you to the people who are really, really compatible with you. Almost like magnetism. And if you haven't found that, it may be because you're ashamed of who you are. Your lack of self-esteem, lack of self-confidence, always trying to impress people, be kind to people, even people that don't deserve you. This is the Death card in reverse. Okay, this could also represent Scorpio. This could represent, yes, physical death, but this could also represent the lack of ability to turn things around, the lack of ability to sort of being stuck in a mindset, stuck in a situation, stuck in a circumstance, sort of a situation that just needs to come to an end, but for some reason we're hanging on to it. An offer, an act of confidence, an act of charity, an act of kindness. This could also be a Scorpio. Imbalance, instability. Okay. Somebody's stuck financially, looking for opportunities, and there's a lack of them coming through. Not really knowing what to do, being imbalanced, maybe giving too much money or spending too much money. Okay. Queen of Pentacles. So this is the central reading. This is the central card for this reading. So what this means to me is somebody who has her own power, somebody who has her own resources, somebody who stands independent and sort of at the helm of her own success. Somebody who is extremely successful, prosperous, and abundance. There's abundance all about her. She's all about abundance. I'm trying to see what this. And it's 3D. It's 3D abundance. So what this being the central card means is that this is your goal. This is what you want to be. You want to be financially independent. You want to be secure. You want to not be able to worry. You want to be happy. You want to be looking into the future. You want what you're working on to succeed. Endings. Something has to come to an end. Something has to stop. Worry and stress. And I told you that there would be timestamps. And this is the next full moon. This is like between two moons. So we had the full moon in the past. And now we have a full moon coming up. I keep talking about it. The Aries full moon. As I said that, cards come out. The Aries full moon on October 13th. Celebration, happiness, abundance, coming back around, having friends come back into your life, not reconciliation. Interesting. You have the Three of Cups, maybe people being happy for you and you not necessarily seeing the abundance that you have. You're not necessarily understanding it or recognizing it. But there are people all around you that are very celebratory of you. Like, yeah, it's like they're celebrating you. You're being celebrated, but you don't appreciate it. You don't realize it. You don't notice it. Maybe it's not enough for you. Oh, a lot of cards that came out. But there's this success here. There's this 10 of Cups. There's this abundance. Working hard. You just keep on grinding. And now there's movement. There's a lot of movement. There's rapid fire movement. It's almost like the pace is speeding up. And what you consider to be happiness, what you've worked on to have, what you've worked on, like your goal, your aim, what you wanted in terms of your what you considered success, is coming to fruition. There's this delivery of new energy, reinvigoration, but also acknowledgement, confidence, like being recognized internally, recognizing yourself as valuable, feeling really good about who you are. This is, I love this cycle. Also, maybe, Jesus, I just heard this. Maybe going onto a website, going onto a dating app and researching, looking for people, and then finally, like, actually having the confidence to let people see you. It doesn't necessarily have to be on a dating profile, but also just having the confidence in who you are to be able to allow people to see you, to want people to see you, to be ready to be seen. That's where we're going to end up, and that's where we're going to be happy. I feel like this is movement, actual movement. Yes, absolutely, progress being made, but beyond that, it's actual movement. There could be physical movement going on here. So today is a reminder that even though you're stuck right now, even though you're pissed right now, you're angry right now, you almost want to give up. Don't, because things are turning around. The tide is turning, and the timeline is here for a reason. At the beginning of the reading, I said, I knew that there's going to be a timeline here because I tell my timeline based on moons. And then what do the angels do? They talk to me through the cards. The moon here is in the moon here. Let me show you the reading. The moon, we start out here with the moon. And there's a lot of conflict, right? You can see it. Defensiveness, worry, being ready for the worst, stagnation, things not taking off, wanting to quit, wanting to give up, begging, almost having to beg for a dime, finances not being stable. And then there's this turnaround, come this moon, come this full moon in Aries. And I predicted that. I'll try to attach the link to that reading. That between two moons, I think I called it. Here's this full moon and here's this full moon. This is full moon in the past, right? This would have been our full moon during Virgo season that we just had. That we had 2 weeks ago, actually, because we're coming upon a new moon. And this was the Aries full moon that's coming up, where all this hardship and all this stress and struggle, it's just done. It's finished. It's over with. Celebration, happiness, joy coming through. A cup being offered to you that you may not realize at first. This may be hidden, right? This may be a cup that you don't necessarily realize how freaking valuable it is. But you take it, probably on faith. Bada bing, bada boom, look where it goes. Everything that you've ever wanted comes out of it. And now you're recognized and you're confident and you're taking on the world, and there's movement and there's passion in your life. This could be an indication of somebody meeting a younger man, or somebody younger than them. And that's where they're finding happiness. Or at the very least, this is somebody who will represent you, who you can send forth, who will defend you, who will stick up for you, who will, this could be, working. This could be getting an agent. This could be something that you've studied and practiced a long time. You're finally getting representation for. Like a book. Like a book. If you were writing a book, you're finally getting representation. Because this is somebody who is standing up for you and sending somebody forth into the world for you. So this feels like representation. It could also be if you're looking for a job. This could be, finding a recruiter that actually makes stuff happen for you. But this is you and your hard work being recognized and somebody standing up for you and pushing those things forward. So you not only have this wonderful life and this abundance being sent in, you may not recognize it at first. You may not realize just how well you're doing at first or just how big this opportunity is. So to go from the 4 of Cups to bam, the 10 of Cups, this is a huge opportunity. But you don't really realize it. You take it. You don't turn it down. You take it, but you don't realize this is leading you directly to everything that you want to be. What an excellent and exceptional surprise that's happening between 2 moons. So we've got a lot to look forward to. And this message is coming through loud and clear today because I feel like there was doubt, right? I feel like the stagnation and the feeling of perceived failure is getting to people. And so what happens? This message comes through. This message comes through to remind us, keep going, keep going, keep going, because time doesn't work always the way that we want it, right? We're not seeing things clearly right now. Oh, but it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. All the abundance, all the choices, things aren't really interesting us that much right now. Right now, we're feeling maybe even melancholy, looking back, thinking about turning back, really looking and wanting and searching for something that fulfills us based on what we think we want, based on what we think we wanted in the past. We got to get away from that shit. We got to get away. We got to move away from what we think we wanted in the past. Move away from that concept. I don't care if it's a memory in your brain, but let it be a memory. Don't let it be your focus, because when our focus is in the past, what happens? Our abundance arrives there. Yeah, it's like your focus is how you direct the energies in this life. That's how it is. Your focus directs the energies in the ether. That's what happens. So your focus and where you put your energy. If all you're doing is working on what you think you wanted as a child, or your definition of happiness when you were younger or a couple years back, the angels are going to say, well, angels, energy, whatever freaking word you want to use, doesn't matter. What matters is the energy is going to conduct or direct. It's almost acting like a GPS system for where all your abundance is going. If you're basing things on your past and how when you were happy, what you think you wanted, those wishes from, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, all those things that you think you wanted, well, then your abundance flows there. Or if you're thinking too far in the future of when I have this, I'll be happy. When I have this, I'll be happy. Well, then your abundance, your focus is in the future and your abundance flows there because the GPS leads it there. Remember, this abundance, this energy isn't bound by time the way that we are. So it really just treats it like a map, of course. Like, where do you want me to arrive? I can go wherever you want me to go. If you want walking away from those old concepts, walking away from those old feelings, and this is also the full moon, moving away from a place that you maybe lived all your life, where you tried to make things work but never came to fruition, leaving. There's a lot of movement in this reading, a lot of moving on, taking steps towards something brand new. What happens then? Happiness and abundance. You may experience some financial loss. You may experience that, but I think more than anything, this is change in your finances. Because right after there, victory and success. Victory, success, happiness, fortune, connection, communication. When these two cards are coming out together, you got a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, slam. After you move away, you're probably going to take a hit to your finances and be stretched. That's okay. And then slowly but surely, things start to build up. I'm telling you, you may have to wait a little while, but all this abundance is coming in. Temperance and the devil and the angel. It's so funny. I'm telling you guys, this is a reminder today that yes, life is an ebb and flow, but where do we conduct our energy? Where do we conduct our focus? If we are happy and find happiness, and that's why it's so weird, not weird, but serendipitous. I was drawn to say three things I'm grateful for right now. It's almost like intuitively I understood that I had gotten off focus and I wasn't focused on 11. I just said it. I'm looking at my timer on my video and it was 111. Yes, bottom line, I had lost focus in the here and now. I had lost focus in everything that was making me happy and all the abundance around me. I'd lost focus, and so my abundance was being sent to the wrong places. Well, now I'm here. 3 things that you're grateful for, guys. Start with it. I'm telling you right now, it's going to do wonders and make wonders happen in your life. Conduct that energy in that right place. I wanted to pull an Angel's Wishes card. Your family needs you right now. Call upon your angels to give you strength. This is very significant for me because my mother's been sick in and out of the hospital. So, okay. And I think it's more or less also reminding me, my sister's getting married in a couple of weeks. I'll be seeing my whole family. This is a really interesting card to come out. And I feel like right now I have to get through these things in my life that I have to deal with. Right now I have to focus on these things. And that's just going to have to be the case right now. Right now isn't forever, but it is where my focus needs to be. So that's the reminder from you to me, because I want to get you guys to a successful place. And where our focus needs to be is the right here, right now, nowhere else. It's coming. The abundance is going to flow in between 2 moons. I'm going to attach that above so that you can see it. It's very important because I had predicted it a couple of weeks ago, and here it is again reminding me, by the next full moon, by the next full moon. Please also conduct all of your manifestations on the 28th. This full moon, this new moon is a super manifester, do you really want this in your life? Be ready for it, because you're going to be welcoming in a lot of abundance and a lot of love, and be ready for it, be ready for it, be ready for it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And just a reminder, if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm on Instagram at born_without_boundaries on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook, so you can follow me there at Born Without Boundaries. I do personal readings. All of those links are below. All of that information is below. I do one kind of personal reading. It's a recorded reading. I say between a half hour and 45 minutes. Honestly, most of them go for an hour because I don't really look at the time. And also, what else did I want to say? Oh, yes. Vimeo. There's a whole other world on Vimeo. There's a whole other world there. There's a ton of content, and I hate that people are missing it. I really do. They are right now direct extensions of the zodiac sign readings that I do throughout the week. For every single zodiac sign, I do weekly horoscope readings. So if you're interested, go over to Vimeo, because those readings are, yes, they're extensions of those week ahead zodiac sign readings, but they're also different spreads, sometimes totally different, almost like second spreads come out. It's usually a reiteration or a clarification or a deeper dive into what's come out on the oracle cards, but I also do a full romance reading over there too. There's so much great content that happens on Vimeo, and I don't want anybody to miss it. So please head on over there. It really helps the channel too, so I really appreciate that. And sometimes if you can't afford a personal reading, that's a great alternative because it offers you so much extra content at a cheap price, bottom line. So thank you so much for all of your support, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.